Hello and welcome back to the finish line. Sorry about the latest technical glitches and all that. Hold up, man. Hey, I thought my camera was okay. Now we're good. So we're meant to be on at 8:30, but now we're here at 9:15. What harm? Dave, Jack, how's it going? Everything else to go with us, blah, blah, blah. It's not like I want to talk to you for the last 10 minutes. Dave was waiting on 2 teams on his NFL. I got blurry again.
It's obviously the laptop.
Keep talking. One second. No.
You're blurry and I look like a ghost.
Yeah, you look like Casper.
I don't know what
There we go.
It's obviously the shine off me bald head or something.
Now, see, you said I didn't want to say it, but anyway. But anyway, look, 9:15 right now. We're going to go through what happened at Royal Ascot Champions Weekend. I have the wrong month and everything. Champions Weekend, and we are going to look back on Frankie being a little bitch and Oisin Murphy winning his third jockey. Jesus Christ, I'm like you now. I can't even talk. Jockey Championship. Right, let's get going. Long distance cup. Trushan got away with running at the Arc weekend and back here. Won quite well. Does depend on soft ground it's looking like, and you're 100% something's at the happening in that game that you're very happy about.
No, the comments up the top because we didn't come on at 8:30. They said we're slower than Stradivarius.
Good times. Right, we may as well, since you said it there, we may as well talk about it. Frankie being a bitch and blaming Dylan Brown McMonagle for boxing them in, where Dylan had every right to do it. Frankie's just being a bitch as always. And we had people on Twitter saying, "Oh, you hate the English. You hate English racing." First off, last time I checked, Frankie was Italian. So, no. And third time we checked, Frankie was a dick. Dave, take it away.
I've been on this bandwagon since we started this podcast, and Frankie gets very good rides, but he wouldn't be, in my estimation, anywhere near a top 5 jockey that's going at the moment. The young lad had every right to do what he wanted to do. He's race riding. He's over there on a big ride for Joseph, probably one of the biggest rides of his career. Why should he let Frankie slot in and give Frankie an easy time?
He's done everything in his right to box him in and keep him in. Frankie just trying to fucking blame someone else for what he's done, the mirror image of what he done in the Gold Cup.
This is leading on from him blaming Holly Doyle for getting bet on Snowfall because she didn't go fast enough. It's never Frankie's fault. It's always somebody else's fault. And then Frankie wants all the plaudits when he's on these horses that are just exceptional and win. He also
that mean you could win on.
Whatever about Boyd looking very good. He made a balls.
We get to that.
Looking around on Palace Pier. So, this is going on for a long time, and I've always been on this kind of bandwagon against Frankie Dettori because he don't try when he's bet. He's not someone you want to be backing each way horses on, because if he ain't going to win, he's not going to ride out fully either. And I get his personality is probably good for racing, but this is the bad side of it, because he's done it twice now in 6 weeks, blaming other jockeys when he's at fault. And I personally was delighted that John Gosling came out and said it, that he was too far back again on Stradivarius and he shouldn't be looking around all the time and concentrate more and try to win the race on Palace Pier.
That was he had an awful day. There's no two ways about it, and he's trying to blame everybody bar himself. And what annoyed me as well was the media lashed onto it and took the plaudits away from Holly riding a great race on Trushan.
Yeah.
And
the story was all about him. The story in the Racing Post wanting Trushan wins another Group 1 or Holly Doyle wins another Group 1. It was Frankie gives out about another jockey.
And the thing with even Holly's ride was a great ride because he was asleep half the race. He took off then mid-race, and she had to try to settle him again. She was in a position where she looked like she was going to get boxed in and had to barge her way out and won the race very well. It should have been all about her, the great ride she gave her, but no. Oh, Dylan Brown McManaman did everything in his power to get me beat from absolute disgrace or whatever the hell he said. Frankie, just stop being a bitch and take the blame for once in your life.
See someone in the comments they are saying Fernie Hollow is going chasing, but they hope that he doesn't. Aaron Casey, don't be saying stuff like that.
No, Aaron, you're meant to be an inside man of Willie's. Don't be.
We hope he does go chasing.
We're invested in this chasing malarkey now.
You certainly are.
But yeah, look, Trushan, soft round, probably won't go to the Gold Cup unless there's a bit soft in the description. That's what you're kind of getting out of Alan King, but very good stayer.
He's a good stayer. It's just not a division I can really get and fall in love with, to be honest.
Yeah, and what we get out of that now, Frankie is still a bitch. Right, moving on to what you call the worst Group 1 sprint in living history, and you, my friend, were right. That was a farce of a fucking race.
It's awful. I mentioned Minzal running well. He actually did run well, but it was awful. We were chatting to Tom, and Tom called it pretty correctly. They break from the gates. One horse goes on. All the other jockeys take a pull. The track bias was evident. It was just terrible. It was just a terrible, terrible, terrible Group 1. And this is what I meant about when Starman won earlier in the year, I was hoping there was an actual superstar sprinter, but there just isn't anymore.
It's a bad crop. You could run that race 10 times and someone else will win.
Hopefully we see a decent 3-year-old sprinter next year. That turns out to be very good, but no, it was bad.
No. Right, moving on from that. Phillies and Mayor, Snowfall, I looked at tired horse, looked like she had enough for the season. This was the kind of, I'm not going to say how we expected in this race, but the kind of results you expected on the day. One of the big favourites are going to get turned over like this. Ishada turned around the form big time with her the last time. Albaflora ran her usual good race. Or Snowfall just, what do we say, started seeing beaten, nothing really, and now she's just getting found out at the end of the season? Or is it just the end of a hard season?
I'd say a bit of both. Her form is not great, but she probably had enough after the arc. But I don't know. I don't know whether you can... We'll get onto the champion stakes later, I suppose, but that's her beaten and Adiar beaten, and then Sealaway turns it around. It's hard to know, really, but I'd say probably the end of a hard season, but I doubt we'll see her again anyway.
Yeah, what you make of the winner? Or is it just one of them? Look, I couldn't give a shit about it. I'm just trying to get you to say something because I don't care about it in the slightest.
I had this race down to a T, had anti-post money on Le Petit Coco, and I was just positive she was going to win. I was devastated Thursday morning when she won the race.
She would have bolted up. Anyway,
well, there you go.
Moving on to Frankie Excuse 2.0, looking for a bust, or as Icy put it, sorry for all the Palace Pier backers, as Frankie spent most of his time looking for Dylan Brown McMonagle during the race. Brilliant. Oh, one of the best tweets I've seen in a long time. But look, as we said, he needed to step up on what he's done. The numbers didn't lie, but he looked like he's after taking a big step forward again. What in the name of God Frankie was asked, God only fucking knows. If he actually rode his race, he might have won. Instead of looking for, what was he doing? Like, fucking Frankie.
Palace Pier, obviously, he's probably going to stud now, but he does seem to take a long time to hit top gear. And
Frankie takes a long time to cut the fuck on to what's going on around him.
It's not an automatic turn of foot. And he looked like he was gaining at the line again. So if he had went earlier, maybe he would have turned around. But Boyd, very good. Kind of a flashy turn of foot and then just stayed on up the hill. The Group 1 he won in France was terrible, but like that was legit yesterday. So can't take that away from him.
He's very exciting for next year. Lady Borthorpe ran a mighty race at 40s. I think the Revenant would have got more involved if the ground was a lot softer. He ran a great race for ground that kind of wasn't in his favour.
Yeah, he travelled very well. He took it up with a furlong to go and kind of dwindled in the ground then. If it was heavy, he probably would have kept going.
Yeah, he's the one to be excited now next season. All right, next is... What is next? My phone is going mental. Dave, help me here. My phone's gone mental.
What's wrong with your phone?
I'm trying to see what the results was the next one.
Next one is the
Champions Stakes. I have it here. Seaway wins at 12-1 with Dubai Honor in their second at 6-1. And Max Swiney ran a big race of 40s with Mishrif, Aliar, and Adave not running their race. Well, they probably did run a race, but Seaway on the back of a good run in the arc backs up that performance and wins it quite well. Dubai Honor now, I wouldn't say surprised me, but he ran a hell of a lot better than I thought he would.
Dubai Honor surprised me. Didn't see that happening. But we actually all backed Sealaway each way in the arc.
We did.
I think we got extra places and stuff on him. He was a massive price. And he travelled like the winner in the arc. Because we all said, look at this thing on the outside. And then I'd say he actually didn't stay. The closer it got to the race, I did think he had a chance going on St. Mark's Basilica for him, and the ground kind of went against a day. Mishrif blowing up didn't surprise me. I can't make head nor tails of that horse, and I didn't like the Judmont form. Beaten Love is nothing to be.
I can't get him either because anytime I think he's going to bolt up, he bombs out, and anytime I think he's going to bomb out, he bolts up.
I think he bombed out in the Champion Stakes last year as well. But he's obviously a decent horse, certain levels and all that and whatever when he's right, but hard to know what to make of the race. Sealaway probably is the right winner if the others didn't win, but Max Swiney and Dubai Honor, I don't know.
Look, Max Swiney, he won the Irish Leisure. Look, it's probably... He's not a bad horse. We can't take it away from him, but he's ground dependent. And look, in the ground was kind of against him in a way. I've said it to you even before 40s, 50-1 was too big for him at each weight price. But I didn't back him in the end, but still. Yeah, the Boy Honor, he'd interest me now. I like the way he picked up. He picked up very well and stuck to it.
Yeah, he's after really turning the corner at the end of the season. The way race he won in France the last time as well, he just bolted up.
Yeah.
So
he could be one that's coming into himself now for next season, but I don't care about next season. Right, that's enough flat racing shite. Oh no, it's not. Congratulations to Oisin Murphy winning his third jockey championship. So we were going to actually touch on some of the things that's going around the press about Oisin, his pressure and all that. People, from what I see, my take on it, think Oisin should be the good guy of the poster boy of racing, but some people don't get the pressure that he's under. Like he's battling out a jockey championship. He has his pressure of him being the face of racing. He's a human being at the end of the day. There's only a certain amount of pressure you can take, and things going around in your head the whole time. So, anything that he's done, like I wouldn't hold it against him in the slightest. And people berating him over, oh, he needs to get help in this, needs to get help in that. Wow, he had a few drinks at the McCoys.
I just think he's human. He has a bit of a crack.
Can you know for a fact if this was Frankie doing it to be like, oh, all the pressure he's under, oh, he just need to lay off him. But the fact that it's Oisin and he's what, is he 26? Yeah, at the end of the day, he's a 26-year-old.
I swear I thought he was way younger than that.
I was around years. I remember he was right now his claim of Andrew Baldwin was about 17. I
couldn't believe when I heard he was only 26 when he said it. I was shocked.
But look, he's the only fella there that's putting himself out on social media, doing all these post-race analysis of his rides, doing race course commentary, standing at the rails of race. Like he's the only one that's at the grasping on the social media side of things. People mightn't like him. I like him. I think he's good for the game. The way he goes on. Yeah, he likes to drink. Yeah, he likes to go party every now and then. Big deal.
So does everybody. At least he don't try and hide it.
Yeah, like he was under the driving limit, but he was over the riding horse limit. Like how much? Like I know he shouldn't be anyway, but Jesus Christ, big deal.
I have to agree with you what you said. I think if it was Frankie, it'd be sure, it's only Frankie. But if it's Oisin, it's we have to give out about Oisin. But like. Yeah. You know what? The man is human. He has a bit of a crack. He makes a few mistakes. We all do that.
Yeah, I think it's just being a normal person. He's not trying to be someone he's not. That's what I like about him. What you see is what you get.
Aaron Casey wants to know, do we see Gentleman Joe in Henry's?
We did.
Owned by Rob Coore, has form at UBR and Lone Eagle. And yes, we did. And he's a nice horse. He's
a big boy.
He is very big, yeah.
Right, we'll go through some comments since we were a bit behind. Try and make them jump ones. Dino Rex, I'm 100% convinced this was named in your honour. I'd love to see Trushan go over hurdles this jump season and take on Honeysuckle and co. I believe it would give him one hell of a race. Give her.
When he was doing his thing yesterday, I was actually thinking, imagine this yoke over hurdles, because he's obviously a Group 1 horse on the flat, but it often don't translate like that because they might not take the hurdles. And a lot of good flat horses don't end up being good hurdle horses. It's usually the opposite way around. Things that are dog shit on the flat end up being good hurdlers.
And he won't be a 2-miler either.
No, I wouldn't think so. A 3-mile hurdler now, a world hurdle horse probably. It's just I was also thinking yesterday when he won how poor a bunch of jumping horses that Alan King now has.
He used to have ridiculously good horses.
He
used to have a lot of good female hurdlers.
Yeah, when back in the day when Chalk Thornton was his stable jockey.
Five Poor Steadies.
Yeah, Catch It. He had loads of good horses.
Smart Place.
Penzance.
I love Smart Place. Big grey bastard. Lovely horse. Right, another one. Jamie Hernandez, Bob Olinger, and A Plutard. Nice Cheltenham Festival 2022 double. You're on at least one winner and maybe another one.
Bob,
his camera. There we go.
There was something up on Racing TV today about Bob Olinger being around 10-1 to remain unbeaten for the season. He has to have 3 runs before the end of April. That's not a bad price now for someone that likes Bob Olinger.
Yeah, he's 4-1 to win the Marsh. He'll run in a beginner's chase, then a novice, then probably grade 1 at Christmas, then probably the Dublin Race, the festival in Cheltenham. That's 5 races. Is it really value at 10s?
Depends how good you think he is.
I think he's a monster.
Yeah, well, there you go.
I think I have it living on that. Japan is a great price anti-pose for the Breeders' Cup turf at 25-1.
I didn't even know that horse is still around.
He'd need to start now. He's that slow. But you know what? It's something he would do, though, isn't it?
No. Joseph will have something that'll win at the Breeders' Cup, just randomly.
Yeah, he always has something just left at the side. Darren Harper, what happened to Frontier General today? Of Henry Durhamhead was favourite but bombed out in a few books. I read horses to follow as well. I never back Henry horses first time out.
I wouldn't back Henry for another month, I'd say.
And I wouldn't say first time out, horses that are only having the first start, as in they haven't run a bumper, but they've run the point to point. If they haven't had a race under their belt, as in the first start over hurdles, I wouldn't go near them. And as they said there, I wouldn't go near him for the next month or so, I'd say.
He's had loads of horses beat so far. That Abbey Magic, there was loads of money on her again today, and she bombed out as well. So
this happens every year, though. Same thing. Up to Fairy House, the kind of the Hatton's Grace meeting, then they start coming into form.
Yeah,
he's not one to rush his horses. Gary's who has Dave backed in the NFL? Who did you back in the NFL, Dave? Enlighten the people.
I backed Green Bay -6, Kansas City -7, Cincinnati -3.5, and Dallas -3.5.
Are they winning?
Dallas are losing right now, but hopefully they will win. And yes, K. Buckley has Arizona Cardinals. I backed them to win the whole thing outright.
You have a great record in that now, in fairness to you. 3 years in a row.
3 years in a row, yeah, before the season started.
Dave, I think that's it for tonight. Nice, quick, easy one to get us back into our Sunday ritual, even though we're late.
Cheltenham is back next week.
Cheltenham next week. Can't fucking wait. But anyway, lads, apologies again for the delay. But we are at, hold up now. I see Galliard. I think Galliard is better than Galpin. The Champ, big shout. I'd say Dave agrees. Andrew doesn't, but Galliard and Meal will door 3 miles. No, I never said it. I said Galliard is a 3 miler. I said he's a slow boat to China. I think he'd be a 4 mile horse. Well, 3 mile 6. I think he'd bolt up in it.
I hope he's not, because I've been backed for the RSA. So
I think Galopin is a better horse, has the potential to be a better horse. There's probably not much between them as of right now, but look, I can see 2 of them one going one way, one going the other way. And if Galliard goes 4 miler, he'll win that. Galopin goes RSA, he wins that. That's the way I see it.
Willie Mullins has a lot of good horses to look forward to.
Steakhead, Bryony Frost, allegations. We don't have enough time tonight for that. I'm not getting into that.
I still can't make head or tails of what's going on in now.
I read the post on it today, and as you said, I couldn't make heads or tails whether it's what's going on in, because there's a lot of Richard Dunn's, Robbie Dunn's, Richard Dunn, he's a football player, Robbie Dunn, attorney saying his name's been, what's it called? I can't remember what we were saying, but go read it. It makes no sense. If you make sense of it, please tell us. Right, we'll finish on the last one from Alex. Bob O versus Appreciate It versus JDB versus My Drogo. Bob, Appreciate It. My Drogo, James Burley.
Appreciate it, Bob. My Drogo, James Burley.
Good. Right. The lads were having a bit of banter saying she hasn't won on a horse dropped in.
It's not really banter, is it?
Not really banter if it's true. That's kind of called a truth.
When Fernie Hollow goes for the Arkle, the marsh will be hot. Fingers crossed.
All the novice chases look like they're going to be unreal this season. If they all make it in one piece, look. The thing that we always say is take 2 or 3 out, that's not going to end up there. But
imagine if Fernie Hollow comes back after injury and he's terrible.
It can't be though. He is that good.
One to follow from Henry's Yard.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. A journey with me.
I was blown away by Manila Indo. I couldn't believe how good looking of a horse and how strong and big he is. So in my opinion, he was the best looking horse in Henry's Yard. Obviously he's a Gold Cup winner already, but I never ever backed that horse, and I was blown away by Manila Indo.
And he's just like a teddy bear.
Yeah, probably the nicest horse in the yard to be around as well.
Stands there, sticks his head in the shoulder and just wants to be rubbed.
He's so big. you can't even understand.
Oh,
The camera does not do him justice.
he's a barrel. He's just like a big barrel.
No.
Oh, right. Right, so anyway, let's get this done and dusted. We are back on Wednesday. Cheltenham is back. And we'll be doing a preview just dedicated to Cheltenham. We'll also have episode 3 of our Cheltenham Festival anti-post video. And then we're back next Sunday, I promise, at 8 o'clock, where we will review everything that happened at the opening meeting of the Cheltenham. I was going to say Cheltenham Festival at Cheltenham. So again, lads, thanks for tuning in. Stay safe, have a good week, and we'll see you on Wednesday for a weekend preview where we will cover all of, listen first, Cheltenham.